Can you let me know who's here?
Councilman Road Cloud, Councilman Jones Waters, Councilman McCabe, Councilman Cave, yourself, and the mayor.
Okay, I saw a call in.
That's Eileen.
Got it. All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Mr. Gibbs, do you have something
Yes.
you need to present?
Good evening, everyone. This is a Yeadon Borough Council meeting being conducted via Zoom pursuant to the governor's declaration. As such, this meeting is being recorded. Your consent, there's no reasonable expectation of privacy in this meeting. Your participation in this meeting and your attendance in the meeting is your consent to be recorded. Thank you, Madam President. There's someone on the cell, 267-418. Can you tell me who that is?
Yes, Vice President.
Vice President Francis. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then tonight, do we have Mr. Nichols or Ms. Presswood as secretary?
Ms. Presswood is back as secretary. There's no need for us to take a vote since Mr. Nichols was just out.
All right, Madam Secretary, can you proceed with roll call, beginning with our esteemed mayor?
Mayor Hepkins,
Present.
Council President is on the line. Vice President Francis,
Present.
Councilor Johnson. Councilor Johnson,
I don't have her here currently.
you don't see her. Councilor Cave,
I'm here. Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
Councilor McCabe,
Present.
Councilor Jones Waters,
Present.
Councilor Roquel.
Here.
The solicitor's on the line. Mr. Nichols,
Present.
Eileen from NDI,
Present.
and is Ms. James on the line?
Present.
And that completes the roll call.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, can you please lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America
and to the
republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will proceed with citizens forum. If there's a citizen wishing to speak, please raise your hand in the chat function and we'll be made aware. So are there no citizens wishing to speak?
I don't have anyone, Council President.
All right, thank you. We will move forward with our mayor's report.
Okay, thank you, Madam President. I have three things on the score. My report does stand as submitted. Doing on the score again, as I did last week. Veterans luncheon was canceled, but we did something different and novel that seemed to have gone over very, very well with our veterans. We have 30 on our list of veterans in Yeadon. Saturday, November 7th, the mayor's office and recreation department under Ron Francis teamed up to deliver box lunches. I want to thank also Roy Hunter for helping in that. And on Wednesday, November 11th, on Veterans Day itself, the mayor delivered and staff delivered bags of groceries to the veterans. And that went over very well. November 3rd was our election. And we had promised that, it was a novel election and heavily involved. There's a lot of long lines, and we were concerned of anyone that would interrupt or intimidate voters. So we had extra staffing at bay, but there are no reported major issues. So that's gone well, and prayerfully none upcoming as well. But we'd be prepared if there was any disruptions. At the COVID update, as everybody knows, there's been a spike across the country, across the nation, and also in our area. Philadelphia scaled back some things. There was something out from the governor, but nothing earth-shattering at this point. The William Penn School District has postponed their in-class learning due to the spike. But you can find out more information by logging on to williampennsd.org, as well as the Yeadon Library is still virtual, and drive-by service, and that information could be obtained by logging on the yeadonlibrary.org. So with that said, I just want to encourage everybody to not succumb to what we're calling COVID fatigue, but to be vigilant and not let our guards down. And especially since there are vaccines on the horizon that should be, we're told first responders, healthcare workers and the like will probably get it first, and those with elderly and comorbidities. But we got to get through now to then, and I just want to leave us with a really great quote that I picked up actually today, saying that it's better a Zoom Thanksgiving than an ICU Christmas. Better a Zoom Thanksgiving than an ICU Christmas. So I know personally we're canceling our Thanksgiving, except just me and my wife. So those who healthcare professionals are saying are advising that we just have our immediate family, whatever your immediate family is. But everybody can make their own decision. But the other thing is, most of the spikes they're saying are coming from social gatherings in the home, not necessarily schools, although it affects the school. But this research is more so coming from social gatherings in the home. So let's continue to redouble our efforts and not get lackadaisical. Help is on the way, but it's no time to lose it and get that careless, throw caution to the wind at this time. There ends my report, Madam President.
Thank you, Mayor. We will move on to our manager's report.
Hello, everybody. There's just two updates from what Mr. Nichols shared the last time. One, we just applied for the Pico Green Region Grant, which you'll see as a motion listed for tonight because we need a resolution for that grant. The grant was due either yesterday or the day before. I think it was the 17th. So we applied for the grant by the 17th, and they allowed us to apply even though we didn't have the resolution yet, knowing that the resolution, if passed, would pass tonight. So we'll be able to get that into them. We're fine with that as long as we send a draft. So we're asking that council consider that motion tonight. What we requested was that it's a matching grant of $10,000. We did request the full $10,000. We're looking to do benches, picnic tables, lighting in the, at the Yeadon Community Park. However, the lighting is not going to be lighting that just would be on all night. It would be lighting that would be on for if they have events like basketball games, so people can safely get to their vehicles. And then a new development happened regarding the Markle transfer station. Mr. Wilkinson informed us that that station is going to be closed, which means there could be trash backups and delays. So we're not sure yet how that's going to affect B&L. However, we did put notices up on the website and the cable channel to the community. They can be aware that is a potential issue that could present itself in the weeks and months to come. And other than that, just a reminder that there is that motion tonight for the Public Works employee to be considered as well. And that concludes the additions to the manager's report.
Thank you. Can we move on to our solicitor's report?
Good evening, everyone. I hope that everyone has a safe and pleasant Thanksgiving. A couple things I'm working on. Number one, I'm working on, we will have for council's consideration at our December meeting an update to our abandoned car, parked car ordinance. I'm just trying to finish up some of the details around that, and I'll present it to council. Also, I'm going to work with Mr. Nichols over the next few weeks to update our fee schedule. I know we talked about that. The appropriate time would be to do that now as we get ready to go into the budget cycle. And so our fees will actually reflect what it costs us to do certain governmental activities. And with that, my report is concluded.
Thank you. Can we move on to our tax collector's report?
Good evening, everyone. My report remains the same as presented last Thursday. We have 25 more working days for our taxes to be completed for 2020. If there's no questions, Madam President, my report remains as given last Thursday.
Thank you. Mr. Payne for our library report.
Mr. Payne had texted me. He was having technical difficulties on his phone and his laptop. He had texted me at 7:07. I haven't had a chance to see if he's on there. Solicitor, do you happen to see anything for Clay Payne on here?
Yeah, he just put in the text that he was having audio problems. So if he wanted to type any updates into the chat, we can read them after the engineer's report. And we'll move on to our engineer's report. Is Eileen available? All right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh, good. I don't know what happened. Okay, so last week I mentioned that we opened the ordinary street and sewer maintenance bids, and tonight we're asking you to consider some awards. So the first one would be an award for the sanitary sewer maintenance, and that would go to Agar Jewel and Sons, and that's for lots 1, 2, 5, and 6 for an initial contract award of $50,000, and there will be incremental increases as work is identified.
So
So
moved.
we would need a motion.
Second.
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question. Hearing none, I'll proceed with the roll call vote in the order that councilors appear on my screen. Councilor Jones Waters,
Yes.
Councilor Jones Waters,
Yes.
Seems like she's gonna log in again.
Were you all able to hear my response?
yes, we heard a yes from you.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, and now Councilor Roadcloud,
Yes.
Dr. McCabe,
Yes.
Councilor Cave,
Yes.
Councilor Francis,
Yes.
and Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure that we took note of Councilor Johnson's presence. Mr. Solicitor and Madam Secretary, is there anything that we need to do to acknowledge her presence? All right then, that's a yes from me. The vote is unanimous, the motion carries. Eileen, is there a next motion?
Yes, the second motion is to consider an award for street maintenance to AF Damon Company Incorporated, and that would be for lots 4 and 8 for an initial contract award of $50,000 with incremental increases as work is identified.
So moved.
Second.
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question.
Any way we could clarify where these lots are?
Okay, so the lots are, last week there was a bid tabulation provided, and the lots aren't actually property lots. They are types of work. So sewer was listed in the bid. It was one bid that covered all 3 areas of work. So sewer was lots 2 and 6.
Got it.
Paving was 4 and 8, and storm sewer was 3 and 7.
That's right. Cool. Thanks.
Could you repeat
right.
those for me, please?
Yes, so sanitary sewer are lots 1 and 5. No, that's not true. They're lots 2 and 6. Lots 1 and 5 are just T&M rates, time and material rates, and they all were asked to provide that. Both the storm and the sanitary sewer contractors provided T&M rates. That's for equipment and labor if anything special or unexpected occurs. So 2 and 6 are for sanitary, 4 and 8 is for paving, and 3 and 7 are for storm sewer.
Thank you.
All right. Hearing no additional questions, I'll proceed with the roll call vote. In the order councilors appear on my screen. Councilor Jones Waters,
Yes.
Councilor Roadcloud,
Yes.
Councilor McCabe,
Yes.
Councilor Cave,
Yes.
Councilor Francis,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
It's a yes from me. The vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
And the third one is for storm sewer maintenance, and this would be for Ernell Company Incorporated, and that would be for lots 1, 3, 5, and 7 with an initial contract award of $25,000 and with incremental increases as work is identified.
Okay. So moved.
Second.
Second.
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question.
These
Okay,
companies, I do have a question. The the AF Damon Company as well as the Ernell Company, were they bidded out?
Yes, that's what this is. This is the result of a bid. And last week you received the tabulation. It was publicly advertised and it was opened on November 5th. And these were the lowest responsible bidders for each type of work.
Thank you.
All right. I'll proceed with the roll call vote. Councilor Jones Waters,
Yes.
Councilor Rowe Cloud,
Yes.
Councilor McCabe,
Yes.
Councilor Cave,
Yes.
Councilor Francis,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
It's a yes from me. The vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
And I think I should just add that when I say lots 2 and 6 are for sanitary sewer, lot 2 is if it's non-prevailing wages, which means that you are only issuing work that's less than $25,000. And lot 6 is if when the contract goes above $25,000, then they have to pay prevailing wages to their employees. And that's what the difference is. The scope of work is the exact same, but it's the threshold of work that we give them. And that's what determines whether it's prevailing or non-prevailing wages have to be paid. And then the next item is to authorize NDI to obtain quotes for a maintenance contract for the Borough Hall elevator. We do not currently have a maintenance contract in place. So we'd like to get quotes rather than just go with one vendor.
I have a question. What happened to the other maintenance
Wait,
contract?
Councilor Jones Water, Councilor, it has to be moved and seconded first.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, haven't been moved and properly seconded. Councilor Jones Waters, you have a question?
Yes. So what happened to the old or the last maintenance contract?
It expired.
So we don't want to rehire them?
Well, that's the company that just did all the work. And I think that there's a thought that perhaps we can get a different maintenance contractor and see what else.
So when did it
out there.
expire?
So they may end up, I don't know, maybe the management team knows that. It's been a while.
So why have we
This
been
is-
without one first? So if it's been a while, why have we been without a maintenance contract?
Well, you did the improvements, the modernization, and back when that was done, the contractor, who is the same contractor that you've been using, they had to have a bond in place, and then they had a maintenance bond, and you're at the end of that maintenance bond. So now it would be time to enter into a maintenance contract with someone to take care of it on a routine basis.
So my question is, why are we not still doing a contract with that company? What's the problem?
Well, that's council's option. That's your prerogative. It was just thought that you may get different pricing from, if you went outside and looked at different companies, you may get scope of work and pricing that is more attractive.
Can you give me the name of that company? And please correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that the same company that made the lowest bid?
That was for the modernization. They were the lowest responsible bidder for the modernization. So that was a separate issue. Now you're finished with the modernization, and now you just need to do ongoing maintenance. So it's possible that there's a different contractor out there that would be offer a better price for the maintenance, as well as what they offer to do as well.
And this is just a step to get the price.
Pardon me?
This is just a step to reach out to get the pricing for the contracts, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I don't.
The company that actually installed the work, do we get any any with them at all? I mean, do they give us anything just to say that the work that they did was, any warranty with them to say that the work that they did was up to par before we even reach out to another? Or would that be overlapping to have theirs and someone else's?
I'm not sure I understand. The bond that you had was your warranty. That's the warranty that's in place. Pennsylvania, I'm not sure about every state, but at least Pennsylvania allows us to get a maintenance bond. And that is what we required the contractor to have for a 2-year period after doing the work that they did. So that is expiring now. So that is why we're looking to get a maintenance contract.
Okay.
Elaine, let me ask you one question. Didn't TriStar, didn't they just finish that last, I think in 2019, work on the elevator?
Yes, that's the modernization that was done.
So we're coming upon 1 year, right?
No, they finished that work. It's been longer than 1 year. And you've had trouble since, and that's been the company that has been servicing it to get it to work. I'm assuming it's still working right now. I haven't heard anything. So whatever the last work they did, it seems to, at least unless I hear otherwise, it seems to be holding.
So how many companies are you going to reach out to, Eileen?
Well, it's a minimum of 3 is what we're required to reach out to, but we can reach out to more.
No, 3 is fine.
Eileen, hi, this is Liana. I have a question. The modernization work was just completed, so I am assuming that we have a warranty on that work that was completed. And if I'm not mistaken, you did say early on in this conversation that we do not have a maintenance contract currently on the elevator. So would or lack of having a contract at this time, would that make the warranty null and void?
No, you did have a warrant. You had a warranty on the work that they did. That warranty, if you want to call it that, it's covered by a maintenance bond. That is the period that it's good for is expiring. So it would make sense to get a maintenance contract now so that it will just address maintenance. Before that, if you had someone else come in and say you entered into a maintenance contract while you were still under the warranty period with this company, and you had someone else come in, that would void the warranty because you're allowing another company to come in and do work that you then want the first company to warrant. They would then say that you voided the warranty. But now that the period is over.
Okay, I understand. So it's clear to me. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to proceed with the vote. Councilor Jones-Waters,
Yes.
Councilor Rowe-Cloud,
Yes.
Councilor McCabe,
Yes.
Councilor Cade,
Yes.
Councilor Francis,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
So yes from me, the vote is unanimous, the motion carries.
Okay, the last item is similar to what Miranda said earlier. We did submit a grant. It was due yesterday for a FEMA grant, and the scope of work included changing the outside concrete at the street level entrance to improve the, to eliminate water being able to get under the doors. Work to be done on the Cobbs Creek interceptor where we had a bad sewer overflow in the summer, and also to add a generator so that it's sized properly so that the Borough Hall can be used as an emergency shelter. So that grant was submitted yesterday. Along with that was a requirement for a resolution. So resolution number 2020-017, and you received a copy of that last week. And the purpose of that was to designate NDI as the agent for the application because we prepared the application and submitted it.
So moved.
Second.
All right, having been moved and properly seconded, I have a question. I thought, Ms. Presswood, you said that the grant was for, the grant that was due on the 17th was for the playground. Is this something different?
Yes, there's two.
Yeah.
Okay, so 017 isn't on our agenda?
017 is under the engineer. It is on there.
Top
Okay,
of it, too.
all right.
So I'm not sure, you might be looking at the first version agenda because I think we missed the minutes. So there was a second version. If you're looking at the first one, you didn't have the updates.
Okay.
All right. So having been moved and properly seconded on the question, all right, I will proceed with the roll call vote. Councilor Jones Waters,
Yes.
Councilor Roadcloud,
Yes.
Councilor McCabe,
Yes.
Councilor Cave,
Yes.
Councilor Francis,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
It's a yes from me. The vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
And the only other thing I wanted to add was that next month we'll be having the CDBG hearing for the application that's due in January. We normally have it at the same night as the council meeting. And I don't know if the management team advertised it in January. If you didn't, then we need to advertise that meeting and we can handle that. I just need to know. And I'll make sure that we send out, I think Miranda sent them out to, I know she sent it to us. I'm not sure if all of council got it, but the county released the new map. And anything in the shaded areas are eligible areas. So if you look at the map and you have any ideas of projects that you'd like to see done, that you'd like to see applied for in the CDBG application, that's something that we can discuss next month at the hearing, and we invite the public to attend to give their input. And that's it.
Thank you, Eileen. We'll move on to our...
Madam President, can I just ask NDI, Ms. Mulvaney, before she leaves, if she could give a brief update on cameras, since we're talking about upgrades here. I'd like to know where if there's any movement on the cameras, lights.
The last I'm aware, and I'm not sure if the chief is on the call, but the last was that the chief, the police department, not just the chief, but the police department and the consultant, we had asked them to arrange a time when they could get together to go and do the, whatever that work is that I guess they're analyzing the distance and the locations for the cameras and what would be required. So I don't have an update on whether or not they set a date.
I'm not aware of any.
I'll get that for you though.
Chief, are you aware of that? Because I'm not aware of that.
I'm still waiting to hear from the signal guy to set up a walkthrough through the borough.
Okay, I'll follow up with him tomorrow.
Yeah, my frustration, I'm sorry, this is like the 6th or 7th time we've done this. We've had people, we've done this. It's like deja vu all over and all over again. Let's get this moving, folks. Let's get this moving. Thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll move on to our finance report. Councilor Cave.
Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Madam President, I would like a motion to consider the accounts payable list.
So moved.
Second.
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question. Hearing none,
I have a question. I'm sorry, I have a question. This is on the accounts payable?
Yes.
Okay, my question, actually, it looks like there's an entry for reasonable garden care for tree removal at the cemetery. What's happening?
So I could touch base on that. So earlier in the month, I was kind of making my rounds in the cemetery and noticed a massive oak tree that was split down the middle, completely rotted. Was a hazard to, pedestrians walking through the park, as well as I noted a couple other trees in the far corner that were kind of protruding over onto a property that were, well past their life. So touch base with Nafis, and we ended up getting these trees removed.
So the trees were on the property of the cemetery, or?
Yes, they were on the property of Graceland Cemetery, which is Borough owned.
Oh, okay, it's Graceland Cemetery, and that's Borough.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful, thank you.
Yep, not a problem.
All right, we'll move forward with our vote. Councilor Jones Waters,
Yes.
Councilor Rowe Cloud,
Yes.
Councilor McCabe,
Yes.
Councilor Cave,
Yes.
Councilor Francis,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
So yes for me, the vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
Madam President, I'd like a motion to consider the cash balance report, please.
So moved.
Second.
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question. Hearing none, I'll proceed with the roll call vote. Councilor Jones Waters, Councilor Jones Waters,
Yes.
Councilor Rowe Cloud,
Yes.
Councilor McCabe,
Yes.
Councilor Francis. Oh,
Yes.
to the end. Councilor Cave,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
So yes for me, the vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
Madam President, I'd like a motion to consider the adoption of Resolution 2020-016 for the Pico Green Region Grant for the Yeadon Community Park.
So moved.
Second.
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question.
Yeah, did we say that's a matching grant, or is there any outlay for us?
Well, Councilor King, we have a DCNR grant as well that we can use as match. Each grant can match each other. So that's what we've been doing. We're doing a massive big project in Yeadon Community Park and applying for as many funding sources as possible to minimize the amount that comes from the borough's pocket, so to speak.
Oh, that's smart. Good job, guys.
All right. We'll move on with a roll call vote. Councilor Jones Waters,
Yes.
Councilor Rowe Cloud,
Yes.
Councilor McCabe,
Yes.
Councilor Cave,
Yes.
Councilor Francis,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
So yes from me, the vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
And Madam President, we'll have Mr. Nichols present the summary for the preliminary budget, and then we'll ask for the motion, and then we can entertain any questions. I just kind of want to note, just a reminder, I think everybody's kind of done this a few years already. This is just a preliminary budget. This is what we decide. Preliminary budget has no real bearing on what the final budget looks like, whether we approve or deny or make any amendments to the final budget at the end of December. But this is the preliminary budget, which we have to do, I believe it's 30 days before we ratify the final budget.
Correct, Councilor Cave. Good evening, Mayor and Council. This was emailed to each of you. You have a copy of it. I'm just going to read off the summary page. And again, like Councilor Cave said, this is the preliminary budget. It starts the process and conversation for us to have. And I will note that on December the 3rd at 6:30 p.m., we are going to schedule the budget workshop for all of us to participate to come up with the final budget that will be adopted at next month's legislative session. So the preliminary budget reading 11/19/2020, general fund revenue expenditures proposed taxes, real estate taxes and Act 511, $5,057,154. Licenses and permits, $308,350. Franchise revenue, $210,000. Fines and forfeits, $112,000. Interest, rents, and royalties, $50,886. Intergovernmental revenues, $457,400. Charges for services, $45,728. Contributions, donations, and miscellaneous revenue, $68,500. Other revenue, $1,017,803, for a grand total general fund revenues of $7,327,821. General fund expenditures, legislative body, $133,892. Administration, $462,340. Financial administration, $203,774. Tax collection, $34,073. Legal services and engineer services, $203,500. Insurance and bonding borough facilities, $637,997. The police department, $3,714,324. Fire, $154,100. Code enforcement, $470,895. Emergency management, $4,500. Highway maintenance, general services, $645,576. Recreation, youth development, parks and special events, $121,695. Library, $479,256. Debt service, and I might note we've refinanced earlier, so it lowered our debt service for 2021. The payment will be $35,899. Planning, zoning, urban development, and miscellaneous expenses, $26,000, for a balanced budget and total expenditures of $7,327,821. The refuge fund is a total of $1,062,956. The SOAR fund is total revenue and expenditures of $2,269,321. Our motor license fund will be a total of $571,554. Vehicle replacement fund, $133,350. And our capital improvement fund will be $250,000. All funds total $11,615,002 for the proposed 2021 fiscal year.
All right. So, Madam President, I would like a motion to consider advertising the preliminary budget for fiscal year 2021. Thank you, Mr. Nichols.
Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
So moved.
All right, having been moved and properly seconded on the question. Hearing none, I'll proceed with the roll call vote. Councilor Jones Waters,
Yes.
Councilor Roadcloud,
Yes.
Councilor McCabe,
Yes.
Councilor Cave,
Yes.
Councilor Francis,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
So yes from me, the vote is unanimous, the motion carries.
And then, Madam President, I'd like a motion to consider approving and listing of the 6 public works vehicles. Does anybody need me to go through the descriptions of them, or are we good there?
That's not necessary.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
All right, having been moved and properly seconded on the question. Hearing none, we'll proceed with our roll call vote. Councilor Jones Waters.
Wait a minute, I have a question. I'm sorry, I was talking and I was still muted. I have a question as it relates to the 6 Public Works Department vehicles. What's the pricing? What are we doing? Are we buying these vehicles? What's happening with it?
I believe they're listing them for sale on municipal bid.
Oh, for sale, okay.
Correct.
So that's a yes for me.
Councilor Roadcloud,
Yes.
Councilor McCabe,
Yes.
Councilor Cave,
Yes.
Councilor Francis,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
So yes for me, the vote is unanimous, the motion carries.
And then just one more final. Mr. Nichols, will we be able to present on Tuesday in kind of like a PowerPoint just for visual, or to be able to just share maybe a screen for what you're looking at?
Yes, that was the plan, Counselor, was to have it, if we're going to be a Zoom, to share the screen so that everyone can see the charts and the budget itself. Yes.
Awesome. And did we, correct me, did we advertise those meetings, the workshops?
The workshops were advertised, yes. The December 3rd meeting, no, that just can't, no, that was advertised as well. I'm sorry. Looking at it,
Okay.
it was advertised, but we'll re-advertise on the website, channel, marquee, and everything else so that
Awesome.
people are aware. And a question did come up in the chat from an attendee. Will the public be able to participate? And the answer is yes. So they too will be able to participate in that meeting.
Great. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right. I see Mr. Payne has joined us. Do we want to take a moment for our library report? Has he fixed his audio problems?
Yes, I'm sorry about the audio problems. My report goes as submitted, but I would be remiss not to give a special thank you to Council, Mayor Hepkins, Mr. Nichols, Ms. Presswood, Mr. Wilkinson, and Chief Paparo for helping us get the ballot box installed. It was a smashing success. There were days when we actually had people lined up outside. I also want to give another promo to the meals handout on Tuesdays from 2:30 to 5. If you know any youth that need meal packs, they get a 5-day meal pack. And I have a special announcement. We found out today that we got a grant through Delaware County and through CARES, and we will have, for the county, 100 Wi-Fi hotspots that can be checked out. If you know anyone who needs one, please put them in contact with us, and we will put one on reserve for them and get it sent over. So there are 100 Wi-Fi hotspots to be shared throughout Delaware County, but we're excited to report that. And that's all I have to report, unless anyone has any questions. And I apologize for the audio difficulties.
Oh, well, thank you for fixing it, and thank you for that great news. So we'll make sure to have that information advertised in all of the appropriate places.
And it's going to be on our website also. Thank you.
All righty. Thanks so much. We will move on to our ordinance and zoning.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to apologize for not being at last week's meeting. I was off, but I was also dealing with death in the family. So again, I apologize. I was going to be on the meeting, but that's the reason why I was not there. I did submit my report. I don't know if it was read last week. Madam President, do you want me to read it or?
Can you give us the highlights, please?
Okay. On zoning use, there was 5 applications submitted, 4 was approved, 1 is still pending. We have normal hotspot locations, which is Church Lane, and they are Church Lane, Longacre Boulevard, and they are being monitored by the code officers. It's 910 Longacre, 1024 Church Lane, and 521 Church Lane. They're commercial areas. We are monitoring. We have some action items. Again, the one is the old Citizen Bank, which is the medical marijuana dispensary. 517 Church Lane, which is the old Majors Market. Someone is in the process of buying it. 606 Yeadon Avenue, where a car crashed into the deck. That is being rebuilt, almost completed. We had some closed items. One was on Mr. Cave's block, Angora Avenue. We cleaned that area up with the help of Highway Department. 121 Bailey Road, everyone knows the one single house that sit back. That house was purchased, and the new buyer is actually in the process of renovating it. We do have some upcoming items, which is on Penn Street, which everyone knows that has been sold and being worked on. We're still waiting to hear back from 1100 Chester Avenue from the County Planning Commission. And I did receive the plans for the County Health Center at 125 Chester Avenue from the architect. They are now being reviewed by Catanian Engineering because Lynn Architect is the one who designed them, so they could not approve their own plans. For the October revenue, the total amount was $37,517. And for the property maintenance, the total amount was for the year is $22,570. For October, it was $4,081. And that would submit my report. If any questions?
Yeah, I have a follow-up. You said, can you repeat where you said that there's a prospective buyer someplace on Church Lane? Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, that's the Citizen Bank building.
Okay.
That's the one where they wanted to put the medical marijuana dispensary in.
And is that the proposed purpose?
Mayor,
That's
if
what
we-
they,
Mayor,
go
if
ahead,
we-
I'm sorry.
I'll be happy to discuss it with you offline or counsel in executive session. There's some case law that's currently pending before the Commonwealth Court that I'd like to discuss with you all.
Okay.
Before Mr. Stokes answer that question.
Okay.
I think the one that you were talking about, Mayor, was where the former Majors Market was. There's a.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, the old Majors Market next to the 7-Eleven. Someone's in the process of getting ready to buy that also and want to renovate it.
All righty.
Do you know what kind
Thank
of
you.
store it's going to be?
No, not as of yet. They are in the process of dealing with the owner now to purchase it. And once they purchase it, I will be in contact with them in reference to what kind of business they are looking to put into it.
Thank you.
I have a question. With respect to the overgrown trees, one in particular that I forwarded to you earlier this week that's leaning on some utility wires. I don't know if PICO has been contacted, but with the weather changing and if the weather is really bad, it could pull the wires down. I know that it is the responsibility of the property owner that the tree belongs to contact PICO, but if the property owner is neglecting to do same, what are we going to do as a borough? Because if the tree pulls those wires down, not only will that property owner be affected, but so will the surrounding neighbors.
In reference to the McDade Boulevard area,
Yes.
yeah, Inspector Robinson was out there. He seen it. He advised the property owner what she needs to do. Just so to update you, any wires, any trees that are within a certain amount of feet from any electrical wires, PICO is the only one that could correct them. I do not know if Inspector Robinson asked her if she contacted PICO. So if not, I will reach out to the PICO rep that I deal with and let her know about them. And I'll get back to you in reference to if she did not contact them.
Right. So is that a standard procedure?
Normally, if we are notified in reference to it, if it's next to a property, we will let the property owner know that they have to contact them because it's interfering with their residents. If it is not, and then we as a borough and myself as a code officer, I will notify PICO and give them the address. And normally they will send out a spotter or an investigator first to see how bad it is. And then if it's in immediate danger, they will probably send someone out within 24 hours or 48 hours. If not, then it will go on their list of getting taken care of.
Right. So I guess my question is simply, how do we ensure that the property owners are contacting PICO? How do we make sure that that's being done?
We would basically have to call them and ask them if they were contacted from the property owner when we call them. So if we do have an issue, what would happen is the same time that the resident is notified to contact PICO, then our office will contact PICO also, just to see if they were contacted from the person's property.
Oh, okay, you follow up with that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Yeah, the tree is totally intertwined with the utility wires.
Yes.
Okay, good enough. Thank you.
All right, we will move on to our Public Works.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. First, I would like to say that Public Works and we do not have Zoom meetings. Mr. Jeff and I, we talk on the phone the first Monday and every month. Jeff brings me up to date with whatever is going on or has gone on. So there are no Zoom meetings as far as Public Works is concerned. And I'd like to ask for council's consideration in hiring Desmond Forrester as a full-time employee for the Public Works Department.
So moved.
Second.
Having been moved and properly seconded, we'll move forward with a roll call vote. Councillor Jones Waters,
Yes.
Councillor Rowe-Cloud,
Yes.
Councillor McCabe,
Yes.
Councillor Cave,
Yes.
Councillor Francis,
Yes.
Councillor Johnson.
Yes.
It's a yes from me. The vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
That ends my report. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. We will move on to our public safety.
Thank you, Madam President. Public Safety Committee met via Zoom on Saturday, October 31st. It was kind of expanded and centered around security regarding the elections. Our next meeting, the report stands as submitted last week. Next meeting will be next Saturday, November 28th. There ends our report, unless Chief Paparo has anything to add.
No, Mayor, I'm good with that. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. We will move on to our recreation report.
Good evening, Madam President and everybody. Madam President, please accept my report, which was submitted at caucus, but I did want to reiterate what the mayor said. I want to thank him and Roy Hunter for helping deliver the lunches for our veterans. So ends my report, Madam President.
Thank you so much. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Madam President, I'm sorry, before you adjourn, there was a motion, a consideration skipped about suspending the payments for the parking meters during the holiday season.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I see that. So yes,
So moved.
under public safety.
Second.
Having been moved and properly seconded. On the question, hearing none, we'll move forward with the roll call vote. Councillor Jones Waters,
Yes.
Councillor Rowe-Cloud,
Yes.
Councillor McCabe,
Yes.
Councillor Cave,
No. Bah humbug.
Councillor Francis.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Changing the phone?
It's the money guy. Councillor Francis,
Yes.
Councillor Johnson.
Yes.
Got a Scrooge.
It's a
on
yes from me. The motion carries.
Ebenezer Scrooge. No.
Indeed.
I have a question. I don't know if this is for recreation or not, but with respect to turkey giveaways, it's my understanding that turkey giveaways being sponsored by State Rep Joanna McClinton, along with Fresh Direct. They're giving out turkeys tomorrow between 2 and 3 o'clock p.m. In Darby. So I was just kind of wondering why the giveaway is never taking place in Yeadon. Either the residents have to go to Darby to pick up a turkey, Yeadon residents have to go to Darby, or the Yeadon residents have to go to Southwest Philadelphia. But we're never asked to participate in having that event actually take place in Yeadon. Is there a particular reason why?
No, and I will ask State Rep Joanne McClinton or one of her reps. They usually send me a text to ask to help out, but I'll ask her if they can have it the next time in Yeadon.
Is State Representative Joanna McClinton the representative for the whole entire Yeadon, or is she just
Oh.
giving out turkeys in the area where she represents? I think that there's another representative that would be the person to do some things for the other part of Yeadon. I'm not sure. That's just an assumption.
All righty.
Yeah,
We
we can-
will, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, everyone. Have a safe and happy holiday.
Happy Thanksgiving,
You as all.
everyone.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Bye.
Thanksgiving.
Yep. You too.